Welcome to Really American. I am Michael Hayne. Tonight is the vice presidential debate. We will find out if JD Vance's AI has been updated and if he actually could be more of a human. Will he be wearing more eyeliner? Will Tim Walz decide to distract JD by bringing out a couch? We don't know. But what we do know is that JD Vance's former boss, conservative David Frum, has some advice that Tim Walz might want to take advantage of.
Reporting from our colleague CNN's Isaac Dover. Vance also engaging in intense prep sessions, but he downplayed them in recent rallies.
You get out there, you talk to people, you talk about the issues that matter. We don't need to prepare for a debate with Tim Walz.
All right, my panel is back. So, David, you write in The Atlantic, you say the headline is JD Vance's thin skin makes him vulnerable.
Yeah.
Why?
Look, a presidential or vice presidential debate is not like a spelling bee. You're not asked to name all the 50 state capitals. What it is it's a contest where each tries to reveal the inner character of the other. That's what Vice President Harris successfully did to Donald Trump. That she put the mirror up to him and showed America what is inside this man, and it's horrible.
Well, yeah, it's the thin skin ticket. I mean, JD Vance's skin is as thin as Trump's hair and vice versa. Never thought the day would come when I'd be agreeing with ultra-conservative commentator David Frum, but that's just where we are as a nation now and how far, far gone Republicans have gone in the land of MAGA insanity. Because it would appear that these two Republicans, David Frum and JD Vance, are from a bygone era. Frum, who comes from the GOP's classic neoconservative wing, he was a speechwriter for George W. Bush. I think he was actually responsible for the axis of evil. Like, he was responsible for that. But he's since become an enormous critic of Donald Trump and MAGA, much like a lot of classic Republicans, much like Mitt Romney, much like Liz Cheney, and that whole bunch, that whole crowd. Now, J.D. Vance actually began his political career much later. And even though he was initially a Trump skeptic and ardent critic, remember, I'm a never Trump guy. Trump's America's next Hitler. Remember all that? Well, ever since, power, that, lust for power, he's since become a Trumplican. He's now a good Trump cuck. He's a good boy. He's a good boy for Trumpy Dumpty. However, David Frum used to have a website, and I believe Vance was a writer. Yeah, he used a different name. I don't know. He used an anonymous name, but he was a writer for this. Anyway, this actually was used as opposition research by then Ohio Democratic senatorial candidate Ryan. And he used this when he was going up to debate J.D. Vance. And Frum explains more in depth of J.D. Vance's thin skin and what Tim Walz can do to exploit it. Let's see that.
And so that is the tactic that each of them are going to try to do. And with Vance, you've got someone, I've known him for a long time. You've got someone who's very brittle. You've got someone whose public persona is a fake. That's the reason he keeps attacking Tim Walz as a phony. Tim Walz, whatever you think of Tim Walz, he is what he is. But Vance is a phony, and he's someone who, when that is exposed, becomes very petulant, very peevish, very angry, and very controlling. And that's going to be the task at this debate: is can Walz successfully hold the mirror up, keep it there, and let America see what its choice is?
Will Vance take the bait the way Trump?
See, that's what Tim Walz brings to this ticket, and that's why Kamala Harris was so brilliant in selecting him. Because whereas she has all of the sound experience, policy-wise and everything, she's, already has the name recognition. She's been vice president for 4 years. Tim Walz balances this, and that's what the primary function of a VP candidate is to do, is to essentially balance the ticket, be diametrically opposed, either regionally, gender-wise, whatever. And Tim Walz brings that. He actually is what Republicans think they are. He's actually a everyman. He's like somebody who can have his own how-to dad videos. This is a guy who works on his car. This is a guy who goes hunting. This is actually a manly man, but he is not toxic masculinity. He's not a bunch of prima donna, never worked a day in their life, Fox News Trump cucks who think they're tough guys, but they probably don't even pump their own gas. And Tim Walz is ridiculously honest. He has the Midwest candor, but he also knows when to bite when he needs to. And now Vance, he may, I'm not dismissing the guy isn't intelligent. He has a very distorted, disgusting, perverted worldview, but he's clearly intelligent. But as David Frum pointed out, this isn't going to be naming the 50 state capitals. This is about showing America which guy is more authentic. David Frum went on to explain this a little bit more. JD Vance's extraordinary thin skin.
Yeah. Whether or not he does what David says he does or predicts what he does, we'll see what happens tomorrow night. But I do think that he is the most loose.
Yeah. Okay.
No, the rule is do harm and do it on the other guy. The clip that people need to see is the moment where it was in Detroit and the local Fox News affiliate gave JD Vance a total softball question. What makes you smile? And as that reporter revealed, he was a friendly reporter. He was looking for a soft angle. And Vance suddenly turned angry, called the man names, and then emitted this kind of cackling, self-congratulatory laugh afterwards. And you think, that is a troubled soul. And that's the thing what America has to see is the oldest president ever, the man who would be the oldest president ever, has a 40-year-old vice president, and there's something wrong with him.
I wonder what could possibly make this guy JD completely off-putting and weird.
So I would say that we should care about declining fertility, not just because it's bad for our economy, but because we think babies are good. And we think babies are good because we're not sociopaths.
I will.
Now here, she's just sucked down a full day serving of chocolate milk here. Is this our bill here?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Here's
all right.
your
Now we
bill.
got a dozen cinnamon rolls, right?
Yes, that's
Okay, here. There it is. Great. I got it actually, yeah. All right, now here's what we're gonna do. Thank you. Oh, those are big cinnamon rolls.
Dude, that girl was totally cringing, all right? She's like thinking to herself, why can't Tim Walz be here with me so I can drink chocolate milk? Get this scary weirdo away from me. Yeah, JD, that's your whole thing. You're weird. In fact, that's one of the chief reasons why Tim Walz is Kamala Harris's VP candidate. Because he blasted all you. He finally put MAGA on notice for being the utter freaking insufferable cultist weirdos you all are. Because you all are. Anyway, I am Michael Hayne. This is Really American. Let's see what happens with tonight. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and check me out on TikTok at Mike Hayne Comedian. Talk to you soon.